Welcome back to Nick and Becca's Fireside Chats, episode 6. And today I haven't revealed to you yet the theme.
No, as is your way.
And I just wanted to thank everybody for listening, tuning in, and watching. And for those of you who have subscribed and pressed the bell thing, thank you very much
Thank you.
indeed. Much appreciated. What?
Yeah, without your support.
Oh, yeah. So today's theme. Now, we did talk about, Nick, whether you were going to do a tarot reading for me.
Yes.
Because I did a tarot reading for you last episode.
Yes.
And I didn't know whether you wanted to, you've never really studied tarot or the tarot.
No, I haven't. When you say I've never really, I haven't at all.
Ever.
I don't know anything about it. I've had readings done, not just by you, which was just pretend. Yeah, do you remember when we ran the recruitment company, we got that lady and what was her name?
Joan.
Yeah,
Joan Charles.
Joan. She was a lovely lady, but she said I was going to be famous on television, so that turned out to be crap.
Well, you're not dead yet, so you still might be.
I'm 57, it's not likely,
Well, you don't know.
True, one doesn't
And
know.
you're on stage and you do public and you get paid for public speaking.
Yeah, but I'm not on television.
No.
I'm on this.
Yeah.
And if people are watching this on their television, but I don't think that's what she had in mind because YouTube hadn't been invented then.
No.
Right, so what do you do?
Right, so I'm just shuffling and I'm thinking.
Is this the subject of this talk?
No.
This is just an
This is a preamble.
This is like the amuse-bouche.
Yes.
What do I do now?
Right.
Don't you split the deck?
I'm cutting the deck. You deal 3 cards.
Any 3 or just the top
3?
Top 3. Are you allowed to see them?
Yes.
So that's past.
Okay. Past, everybody. 2 of Cups.
Present.
Ooh. 8 of Swords.
And future.
What's that? 3 of Pentacles.
Right.
I don't actually know what the 3 of Pentacles
Well, thankfully
means.
I do.
Right, go for it.
So this is your past.
Mm-hmm.
So in the past, you would read when you were little fairy stories.
Yes.
About princes and princesses and things like that. And very often in these books, which were in a sense is the Ladybird books, some of the viewer might remember those, the Ladybird books. And the princes would always have those kind of...
They would.
Wouldn't they have those
funny
like sweats? Funny boots. Do you see the funny boots he's
funny
wearing
medieval
there?
boots.
Funny medieval boots. So that reminds me of that, I think. And then they're holding sort of cones. Cups, in which I imagine that they have popcorn. So I think what's happened in the past is that you've read a lot of fairy stories and had popcorn.
Yes. Very good.
Okay.
Excellent.
Now, that is essentially a pictorial representation, I think, of how my sister actually feels. In that she says that she feels free, she feels liberated, but I think she feels tied up to some park railings. And that actually that is her, because some people are twin spirits, aren't they? I believe that's on that nice.
Are they?
Yes.
Are they?
Now that's what been added to the LGBT pride flag is people who are twin spirited. That's been added. Did you know that?
No.
Yes, that's been added.
Is that another colour or is that a shape?
I think it might be a shape and a colour.
Oh.
So I think my sister's got the spirit where is the one that you see here,
right,
like this,
right.
Carefree, but actually inside she feels like that.
What do you have to be to what?
I don't know. I only heard it on the radio. Oh, and at the top you'll notice the number 8. That's Roman numerals for number 8.
Yeah,
now 8 in Scotland is a very unlucky number.
Since when?
I'm interpreting these.
Oh, right. Okay.
8 is a very unlucky number in Scotland because it's a V, a 1, a 1, and a 1.
Yeah.
And in ancient days,
Yeah.
when this was ruled by Celtic clans,
Yeah.
that would mean that the well was dry. So this card here, this is my sister's future, which is basically a monastic lifestyle. She's going to eschew the business world once her youngest daughter is of age, which is in 2.5 years' time.
Yeah.
And she's going to live the life of a chaste nun.
Ooh, that'll be a first.
And give her life over to God and architectural works that can be seen there. And she will take up masonry in the future.
I've taken up embroidery again.
So I think that's it.
Right, thanks for that, Nick. That's fantastic.
That'll be £20.
Right, well, I'll give you the cash later. So today's theme is modes of transport.
Ah, okay. So the last one you did was travel and
Yeah.
modes of transport. I can see how
Yeah.
you've gone from one to the next.
See how my brain's working now.
Yeah,
Now,
modes of transport.
Specifically, one of the things I wanted to raise was the fact that you laugh at me because I cycle a lot.
I don't laugh at my sister because she cycles a lot. I laugh at what she wears when she's on her bike, because she looks like something out of like a BBC Two Play for Today from the 1970s, or an independently produced Channel 4 comedy programme.
Yeah.
That Channel 4 have commissioned with some money from the Arts Council.
Yeah.
And my sister, it's what she dresses like when she's on a bike.
How did Mum dress when she was on her moped?
Mum used to have a white crash helmet.
She did.
And a big, what we would have called back in the day, cagoule.
Yeah.
So a big blue waterproof thing that you put over
huge.
your head. Your head. And what would happen is when she went down the road, this would billow. It would fill with air. She had an art folder on the back as well. And she'd have a massive portfolio. It was a burgundy with black edging.
Yeah.
This burgundy. Yeah. And she'd put that on the pannier on the back. And this was a little orange P-Reg. So that's 1976 when they did registration numbers like that. P-Reg orange Honda moped.
Yeah.
And she used to get on this thing like this. And she's quite a big woman, wasn't she?
She
wasn't fat, but a big lady.
She was,
she was a solid lady.
Yeah.
She wasn't elfin-like.
No.
She was 5'8" and quite solid.
Size 9 feet.
Size 9 feet. So she was a large human being.
Yeah,
really.
she was.
And she'd come down the road like that. And the only reason I know that it billowed her like that is because she used to go down Bury New Road in Manchester through Prestwich as I was walking to primary school. And there were a number of times that I'd be walking past St Mary's Park when I'd hear a little and then a which was the sound the little horn made, and it was my mum. And even at 9, I was embarrassed. I was like, oh shit, that's my mum. And she'd wave like that, and this massive, great big blue cagoule blown up, and this little white pin of a head relative to it. It's just so embarrassing.
I don't look like that. I don't.
No, you look like a modern version of that.
Right, okay.
Because you like your woolens.
Well, I live in Edinburgh. It's freezing.
So what my mum did, what our mum did in synthetics with the cagoule.
Yeah.
You knit. You have woolens.
Yeah.
So you don't inflate, but you look like a flump. And again, go on YouTube and put flumps. Flumps.
I like the flumps.
Flumps were adorably cute.
Poodle.
So that, yeah.
Right. So that's one I have an electric bike,
yeah,
because
hills in
there's hills everywhere. So you need an electric bike.
Yeah.
I call her Svetlana because she's very sturdy and she means business, and she's solid grey, and she gets me around town, and it means I don't have to pay £1 million an hour for parking in Edinburgh, and now we have a low emission zone. I can get through that as well, so it's good. I really like it. It's fresh air and all the rest of it. But you also laugh at me, Nick, for going on the bus.
Yes.
Now, again, in Edinburgh, we have great buses, very clean, very regular, and loads of people get the bus. What is it that you've got against the bus?
It stops all the time.
Right, okay. Is that it?
Yes. It
Well,
just
what?
stops. The actual being on a bus, I
Yeah.
enjoy.
Right,
So when Sally lived in Worcester Park in Surrey,
right.
sometimes I didn't have any training on, so I'd just stay at home in Worcester Park. She'd go into town to work, and I'd say, "Listen, I'm going to go into Kingston today," and I would get the bus to
All
Kingston.
right.
Oh yes,
Oh, I did not know
I'd
that.
get the bus to Kingston, but I like to sit at the front at the top
I do.
because I like the view,
Same.
and I liked that.
Yeah, I
And
like
also,
that.
I got it when at the time of day when it wasn't that busy. But it's the stopping; it's this repeated stopping that I find
Really?
frustrating. Yes.
I quite like that because I sit at the top as well, and I like watching people get on.
I know I'd be on the other side as though I'm on the driver's side.
Oh,
On the
okay.
driver's side.
Okay.
So I like the
Okay.
view then across there, and I'm all right. But otherwise, it's yeah, yeah. No, it's the stopping all the time.
Right, all right. I like sitting at the top to the left so I can look into people's living rooms. And I particularly like it in the winter when they've got their lights on and they haven't shut the curtains yet.
Oh, so you're just a pervert?
No, because I like seeing pictures on the walls and things. I'm not interested in the people. I'm interested in their interiors,
interior
what
design.
they've done. And because we're in Edinburgh, there's loads of tenement flats. So these are beautifully appointed flats with gorgeous cornicing, ceiling roses. Some of them are huge. Ruby was at a party the other week where there was a double upper, so a 2-story top floor flat, 5 bedrooms.
That's huge,
It's
isn't it?
massive. So some of these places are just palatial and really interesting to look at. And I like it at Christmas because you get all the Christmas trees and you can see what people have done with the decor.
The other thing about buses is it's full of the general public.
Yes, I don't mind that though.
So I was on I like the train. I get the train a lot
Yeah.
to London. In fact, I'll be on the train Wednesday to London.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of trains on last Tuesday evening. I won't bore you with the details, but one train was late. My first train out of Bristol was late, and there was a knock-on effect, so I ended up having to get 4 trains to get home.
That's grim.
But on one of those trains, a lady took a phone call, and she was overly loud, and it was a personal call, and she was expressing her opinion about things about her relationship with somebody who they obviously, the caller and her, had in common, which is wholly inappropriate to share at a volume, and you just think no.
And why do people play their music and their videos without their headphones in?
Because the answer to that is because they have no emotional intelligence and no regard for the people around them.
So rude.
They just don't have any, and that's the problem with public transport. The thing about a car is it's my own space.
True.
I can stop when I want to stop. I can set off. I'm not like, oh, hang on, I have to go now. Otherwise, I'll have to wait an hour for the next one or half an hour. I go when I want. I stop when I want. I control the temperature. I can listen to what I want to listen to, and it's my own space. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And it's freedom, and freedom's very important for me. And in a car, you have ultimate freedom. And it just goes, you know what? I can go here today, or I can go there today.
Yeah.
That's what I love about
it. I've always dreamed of a camper van.
Yes. What I refer to, I recently christened those, or referred to one as we drove past one, Sally and I, as an escape pod.
That would be my escape pod.
I get that. I get the appeal of that.
Yes, but
I get the appeal of
my
that.
dream one is the Mercedes Marco Polo.
See, that's too vanny for me.
It's vanny, but it's luxurious.
Oh, it's luxurious van. It's top end vanny.
It's really beautiful.
It's a van.
And inside is it's like a yacht.
Yeah, it's beautifully well
It's
appointed.
stunning.
Yes, beautifully.
So I'm after that because I want the comfort.
Yes.
And the Mercedes engine and, all of that really
Yes.
good stuff and the whistles and bells. And because it's only ever going to be me and the dogs because David won't come with me.
No.
And that's perfect for one.
Yeah,
For one.
it is perfect for one. Whereas when I picture one, I would like, we go back to bathrooms again, don't we? I want a flushable toilet, notwithstanding it's a cassette, and a shower.
Yeah.
That own private space. I like that, and a cozy bed that's
Yeah.
already made up.
Yeah. Now that's the only downside with the Marco
Is
Polo.
you have to make your bed each night.
But
if there's just one of, if it's
there's
just
just one
you,
of you, and it's a pop-up roof, so you
Yeah,
can
so you
leave
stand
your
up.
duvet
Yeah.
in
Oh, I
there
see,
and your
yeah.
pillow in there, and you just pop it down. Am I boring you?
No, not at all. It's just I don't sleep very well, do I? So it's
Did
one
you
of
not
those-
sleep well?
I don't. I don't sleep very well. full
No,
stop.
we've never got to the bottom of that, have we?
It is what it is.
You've tried all kinds of things.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Anyway, so
So
that
transport.
would be my mode of transport of choice. So what my ideal I've discovered now, mini, because I have a mini convertible for round town, perfect.
Rather than the bike, which you've just been extolling.
Yeah, but when it's really, really windy
and rainy and horrible,
I'll get in the car.
Yeah, that
and
might-
plus, if I'm carrying things and I'm
Yes.
shopping, I've got to have a
Yes.
car. So mini convertible for round Edinburgh.
Mhm.
Long distances, the Marco Polo when I've saved up enough money for it.
Right.
What's your ideal combo
car?
car?
And I like planes. I mean, I fly more than you. I'm not mad keen going through airports, but I love planes in that I love the power of a plane, the sound of when they pull those engines on full thrust, and just the sound and that motion of taking off. I just love.
Have you ever been on a private jet?
No.
No, me neither. I'd quite like to go on one.
People that I have spoken to have been on them say they're overrated.
Really?
Yeah, because they're really cramped inside. They're actually really small inside.
Right, okay.
And also because they're small, you feel every single little bump up there.
Oh,
like it's really, really, you feel everything.
Right, okay. Yeah.
So it's efficient. I mean, I like the idea, don't you, of going, so you go, right, so Sally and I are going to Spain, our usual place, in October, to be able to go, we'd like to leave at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go through the main airport terminal, and you just turn up and you walk straight on your plane.
Yeah.
And I like that idea of that convenience.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
didn't know they were bumpy. You've not been on a cruise, have you?
No.
See, I like a cruise ship. We've been on 3 cruises as a family.
I do apologise for yawning, viewer.
Honestly,
I've just had a coffee as well.
I know, yeah. Well, I think you drink too much coffee.
I've seriously reduced the amount of coffee.
How many coffees do you have a day?
Now, perhaps 3.
Right, that's still a lot.
I used to have 6.
Jesus Christ.
Or so. I really don't now.
You really won.
I was down to, the first 3 months of this year, I didn't have, I set myself a target. Let's get through the first 3 months. Was it 3 months I did? Without a coffee. I think I did 3, or maybe it was just a month. Anyway, I went without caffeine for an entire month, at least.
And were you all right?
Yeah, I had a headache for the first 3 days as you get off it.
Yeah.
So I don't have as much. But I only asked you for one there because I was tired.
I know, but if you just get down to 1 and only have it in the morning.
This is nothing to do with transport.
No,
I think this is to do with hectoring.
It's sisterly care.
It's sisterly care.
It is. And if you just have herbal teas in the
I like herbal teas.
I know,
but
you drop the coffee. Just have 2 coffees. Like you can have 2 in the morning and that's it. Okay?
I like espresso because then it's a small amount.
I know, but it's still a massive shot of caffeine. Look at you now.
I know. I'm very tired now.
I know, that's no good because we've got films to do after this. I tell you why, because we've got Tammy, who is our business partner in the United States.
Yeah.
We've put Tammy in charge of global domination. And basically, she's the best person in the world to put in charge of that because she's literally now got 4 volumes of ideas for us to really get our name out there. One of which is you getting more sleep. But her idea was this podcast, and she's made me write a book. She's made us write a book together. You've written your bit. I need to write my bit when I come back off my holidays. This podcast, we need to re-record welcome videos and things like that. And
I
when
just noticed earlier on when we played them back that although I feel as though I'm in the centre of things here, when we play back in a little square, I'm not. So I'm suddenly thinking, oh no, I should lean in.
Like a giraffe.
Yes, but without the need to take leaves off a tree using my long black tongue.
Oh, that's gross. So back to travel.
Yes, modes of transport, actually.
Modes of travel, because we did travel last time. Have you ever stayed overnight on a train? Have you ever done one of those sleeper trains?
Yes, I have. The Caledonia Sleeper, which must be the most inappropriately named form of transport there is.
You don't
How anybody gets any sleep on that train, I do not know.
No, me neither.
If it's set off from Edinburgh, the Caledonia Sleeper is a train you can get from Edinburgh. You get on it at 11 o'clock at night and you wake up in London.
You do.
Okay, fine. If it went straight there, that would be fine. Now, I don't know where it goes because I tried it, I think, 4 or 5 times.
Did you? That many?
4 or 5 times. Right. Way back. Right. And I went and where I got my own cabin because you don't want to share, do you? Right. Get your own cabin. Okay. So you pay a bit more.
Get your own toilet as well.
So there we go.
Yeah.
Right. Well, back when I did it, you didn't get your own toilet. You had to go down the end of the carriage to go wee-wees, and stuff. So I think they've upgraded it. But it certainly doesn't go straight to Edinburgh. It goes London. It goes all around the houses.
Yeah.
And what's more, it couples and uncouples and things. And I am quite a light sleeper anyway. So and every time it sets off, you go like that.
That's true. Yeah.
Every time. So if you're a heavy sleeper, it's a great idea because you're saving on accommodation costs.
Yeah.
And also when you get to the end, I wanted to get showered and get into a suit, and you go into these showers at the station, and I'm not good. I mean, you get your own shower cubicle and everything, but it's just been used by somebody else, and
it's like a campsite shower.
I'm just going to say hair. That's all I'm going to say.
I went on it once and I got no sleep.
No.
It kind of spits you out at 6:30 in the morning. At that point, it was London, Houston. I don't know whether it is still London.
Euston, not Houston.
Sorry, Euston. And it was just, well, what now? What am I going to do? My meeting's not till 9.
That's right.
And I'm like, I just have to sit in Cafe Nero and try and wake up because I got no sleep.
Because you got no sleep.
And the other time I tried it was when they'd upgraded it and it had just launched and they cancelled it. So I was in London at 9 o'clock at night. Luckily it was the summer, so it wasn't dark. And I had nowhere to stay. Sally was living in London at the time and I had to phone her and go, can I stay at yours, please? Yeah, because I had nowhere to stay. So for that reason, I won't be investing in that. No.
Other modes of transport.
Yeah.
Have you ever fancied a motorbike?
No, it scares the living. I would have a trike, you know, those big Honda trike things.
Yes.
I would do one of those because they're a lot more stable and they're bigger and it's harder for cars to knock you off.
Yes.
But not a motorbike.
You know, I went for an accelerated instant access motorbike thing. 2018 maybe.
Why
2017 because I fancied the freedom of a motorcycle. I like the idea of a touring motorbike.
We're having a midlife crisis.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But it's the freedom thing. I like the idea of going through Europe. And not a sports bike, not interested in sports bikes where you go like this, but a big sit-up touring bike. So you can do instant access. So I did my theory test, which I passed. And then I went for a day-long course to kind of get you into it. And the idea was you did a full day, and then the next day they took you out on the road.
Right.
And I did that. So the first day you're off the road, you're on a piece of dirt ground. And I was useless at it. I mean, really useless. It's harder than it looks.
Right.
And at the end of it, I thought, no, it's not for me. So it's a very, very useful thing to do. And it was very funny because the guy who was a trainer was a lovely guy, but he was an Eastern European guy.
Right.
And I've worked with Eastern European people before, and they're really lovely. But their character trait, and I speak in general terms here, is they're very abrupt.
Very.
They're very, very straight to the point. It's one of the things I quite like about them, because there's no messing about. You know where you stand. And I was with like 3 other people. It was me. It was two guys and a woman. The woman left after 2 hours because she just couldn't take it.
Right.
And I think it was his style of training. He was like this. All right, this is how you ride the motorbike, right? You do this, and this is how you work the clutch, and this is where the pedals are, and this is the accelerator. You have this, you understand. Yeah, okay, I understand. And then you do it for the first time, and I fell over, and he went, why do you not understand this? I tell you what to do. Why do you insist on not doing it? I said, well, I'm just trying to, it's taking me time to get used to it. Yes, but I tell you once, why do you not understand? It's like, because I'm just learning, mate. No, I told you once, you must know it. This is just foolish. You fall off bike. It's like, why do you fall off? I know you've told me what to do, but I'm finding it difficult coordinating this foot here to do this and this arm to do this.
Yeah.
It is motorbike. If you do not, you will fall off. It is. Yeah.
I have a Polish personal trainer at the moment, and she's very, very similar.
Is she?
Yeah.
Straight to the point.
I can't do the accent, obviously, but she's like, well, you can do 20 kilos, so you can do 30. Maybe not.
No, maybe not. It's
maybe
10
not.
kilograms more.
Yeah, could we just try a little bit in between? No, I think I see you have 3.
There are another 10 increments.
3 or 4 left in the tank there. You can do. Okay, then. And then she was right. I could do it. Yeah. And then she said, which is your favorite exercise? And I said, none of them. That's why I'm paying you to make me do them, because otherwise I wouldn't do any of them. No. Yeah. So, and then I have Betty, who does my nails, Betty and Eva, Polish sisters. And Betty just barks at me the whole time, which I like. I really like it. She just tells you straight. I love that straight talking. Not everybody can cope with it. Right. So motorcycling wasn't for you.
No.
Right.
No. And again, you're right. You're too exposed. You just get in a car and you've got a roof.
Yeah.
And it's safer, a lot safer, and 4 wheels rather than 2.
Yeah, definitely. Have we missed any walking? How do you feel about walking?
I quite like, well, we've got a dog, so that forces us to walk. And, well, I like walking. So in London, because, you know, I'm in London a lot. If it's not raining and I have the time, I now walk in London. I don't use the tube. And so the other day I finished some training. Actually, the other day, Friday, I finished some training basically at an office that's right near to Liverpool Street.
Yeah.
And my train was going from Euston, and it's just over a 2-mile walk. It takes an hour. And I just, it's nice weather, so I just walked it.
It's lovely. I did that. I was at King's Cross, and my conference that I was speaking at was at Regent's Park.
Yeah, that's not too far.
I know, it was 40 minutes. That's beautiful day. I stopped off at the Quaker Friends House Cafe.
Yes.
Had a very nice cup of coffee outside.
The furthest I've done is Euston to, actually, I was at the Barbican, because I got a client that's got offices opposite the Barbican, and I was staying at a hotel at Earl's Court, and I looked at my Apple Maps and it said 2 hours, and I went, okay, stuff it, and I walked all the way.
Wow, that's a long way.
Dragging my little suitcase.
Ooh. You see, that's why I stay at King's Cross, because I leave my case there, because I get the train back from King's Cross to Edinburgh.
No, but I have my little booklets and everything.
I sent mine ahead.
Well, yeah, sometimes if I have enough. Oh, which reminds me, I need to take a brochure because I want to use it when I do Escape 9 to 5.
Oh, all right then.
Physical brochures. I've got it in here.
Oh, I'll give you that.
We need to pause it.
Yeah, we do, for the question. Hang on. So the next podcast, I'm going to interview Ola Lopatowska of Stravage Spirits. I've had to practice that quite a few times before
Yes.
saying it out loud because
Spirits is a difficult word for some people to
it's quite
pronounce.
tricksy.
Spirits.
The business is a whiskey bottler, so they find unusual blends and they bottle them and then export them or sell them in the UK, and very successful business. I knew Ola years and years ago when she used to be in sales. And
Like
she
on sales, like in a sailing ship.
No, like selling things. She worked for my friend Amanda in her business Thrive, and it was a networking business, and Ola was one of her salespeople.
Okay.
She's very good, and she ended up going to the Scotch Malt Whisky Society, and
Okay.
that's how she's ended up where she is. Anyway, what's your question for Ola?
Ola, if you could put a message in one of your bottles to send to your 10-year-old self, what would it have written on it?
That's a great question.
Just off the top of my head.
Oh, and on that note, we
Don't forget,
Oh,
hit subscribe.
remember,
Don't
forget.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can't process a
Because
negative.
you will forget, won't you?
Yeah, no.
In fact, I bet you don't even know what I just said there because you've forgotten it.
It's remember
To hit subscribe and the bell icon, and then you won't miss these riveting help you go to sleep podcasts.
You're going to have a nap now.
I'm going to have some tea now, and then we've got to crack on.
Yeah, we are. All right. Fare ye well. Au revoir. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What's it in Japanese? Is it sayonara?
Yeah, I think it is.
Sayonara.
Yeah, sayonara. Yeah,
See ya.